Hey, this is Matt Thompson, and you're listening to The Music Enthusiast.
Hi, I'm Sarah from The Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with the talented Matt Thompson, who's been releasing single after single after single and is killing it. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you for wanting to do an interview with us. This is super dope. So, first off, starting off deep, do you have a fondest musical memory?
Ooh, wow. Fondest music memory. So I grew up in the 90s. I grew up on like the late 90s stuff, like so a lot of the like Backstreet stuff, the NSYNC stuff, the Britney stuff. And so probably my fondest memory like early on was just kind of like absorbing all those songs at the same time. Like I Want It That Way, Baby One More Time, like all the really cool moments that still hit today. And so it was really cool to just kind of like experience all of that in real time when they were coming out.
And before you started making your own music, you actually like helped other artists make theirs. So,
Mhm.
when did you get the point of realization where you were like, I want to make my own music?
So I knew pretty early on that I wanted to be an artist as well as being a songwriter. And it was just kind of, I had to take my avenues to kind of like, just kind of work some through some things and like vocally get up to task to like where my songs were and just kind of just getting everything ready for me to actually be ready to present myself as an artist. So I knew really early on it was just a matter of me like finding what I wanted to say, finding out what my sound was going to be, and just kind of finding that perfect like synergy all in it.
Yeah, awesome. And do you think that you've found your sound already?
I would like to think that I'm evolving into it to an extent. Like I know what I like to say, and I almost consider myself kind of like a musical like chameleon in a sense. Like I never like as much as I want to be identified with a sound, I almost wanted to kind of always bridge a lot of elements together.
I like that.
Thanks.
uh, are there any like main differences between making your own music and helping other people make theirs?
Oh yeah, so I mean, it's kind of like sort of like role play in a sense, and like kind of like putting yourself in someone else's shoes and being like a playwright. Like you're just like, oh, well, let me imagine what this person's life would be like. And then for me, at this point in my career, artist wise, is what's going on with me? Like, what am I really feeling right now? So I'm a little bit more diaristic with myself at the moment, and then I just kind of get the chance to kind of like dress up a little bit for someone else.
I asked the question to like another artist like a month ago, and they said the like same thing. So I'm glad like
Yeah,
artists are on the same page with that. That's so
right.
cool. You released your debut album, No
Mhm.
Shame, a while ago. So, do you feel as if like this what you're making now is different from the album? Like you're evolving?
Yeah, 100%. I right now I'm kind of thinking the way this album is sounding and like the just the messaging behind it, it is a different project. And I do know that some people have been asking me like, oh, what's it going to be like? Is it going to be No Shame Part Two? And I'm and no to answer that, but I kind of hope that each album is just really has its own identity and really its own narrative. And I don't want it to sound like an echo of what I've already done. Like I want the messaging to kind of feel like its own book. And so I would say it's different because the first album was really sad. And but I mean that's what I was like going through at the time, so it made sense that that kind of came through. And like this time around I'm not in the same headspace. I'm not the same age anymore. Like I started making that first album with songs that I wrote when I was 22, 23, and I'm turning 28 on Friday. So I'm just like really in a different chapter of my life and have different things I want to say.
Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
No problem. So there is going to be another album, right?
100% yes.
Okay, cool. That was the question I was waiting for. And this is sort of a fun question. I went deep diving into your social media. So, in a social media post, referring to like your stats for like Spotify 2020,
Hmm.
you compared the year 2020 to having pineapple and anchovies on the same pizza. So why do you hate that idea so much?
Because I mean, it's, if that's what you're into, then that's awesome. It just was not for me.
I mean, I'm not into it, but never tried it actually. I never tried pineapple or anchovies on pizza, but
I don't mind pineapple on a pizza. Anchovies is a different frontier, and I feel like both of them on at the same time. I mean, there's an audience for everything, just not for me.
I get that. Do you have an ideal pizza topping choice?
Oh, I love mushrooms and chicken on a pizza.
Awesome.
Yeah, that would be my go-to.
Pizza.
What
I'm
was that?
I never tried chicken on a pizza, more of like a plain cheese, a pepperoni.
Yeah, well, like certain places they'll do like a buffalo chicken pizza or a barbecue. I can kind of take or leave both of those, but I like the idea of like chicken, just like with like pizza sauce and like mushrooms and perfect for me.
And this is the last question. Do you have any favorite up and coming artists at the moment?
Yeah, so like, do you know who Madison Beer is?
Yeah, of course.
So she came out with her EP back in 2017. And I remember I was driving home like the night it came out, and I actually had no idea it was coming out. Because I kind of like her vibe. I like that she had a song before that come out. And I was listening to it and I was thinking, oh wow, this is so different from anything that's being labeled like pop right now. And I like everything, just the writing on it. And I think she's really dope as a person, and I follow her a lot, and she just came out with her first album, and I think it's really great. So she's kind of someone that I've been like following for a little bit, and I would love to see where like she goes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It was so fun talking to you.
Oh no, it was so great talking to you too. Thanks for having me again.